So, yeah, and this is the type of question that we will tackle today, the type of ratio and proportion. So, medyo mahirap yung ratio and proportion. Yung ratio and proportion na topic, pwede siyang pahirapin like this one. So this one is kind of this one is difficult. This topic is difficult. This question, it's kind of hard, and this is the topic that we will be able to answer by the end of our lecture. So this topic, but we will take it gradually. So don't worry, we'll take it gradually from simple examples, increasing difficulty, and uh, so from easy to medium. Then this one is the hardest. We will end with this example. So don't worry if this is a bit this example is a bit overwhelming. This one is difficult. This example is difficult. This is hard, and yeah. So ratio and proportion. Let's start muna sa definition. So probably actually, familiar na kayo sa ratio, likely. Ratio and proportion. It's just that um hindi lang siya, what do you call this? Hindi siya common na, kumbaga, alam nyo siya in concept. Hindi nyo lang siya na-apply in terms of numerical terms. Hindi nyo lang siya kina-calculate. Pero familiar na kayo sa concept ng ratio and proportion for sure. So, ano ba ang ratio and proportion? So, wait. This is define first what is ratio. So say you are traveling from Makati. Yeah. So traveling from Makati, reference mo, say ang reference natin na gaano kahaba bumiyahe is from Makati to Tiaong. So Tiaong is about 100 kilometers galing Makati. So let's say this is your reference point. So kapag nagpunta ka sa Gumaka, Gumaka is about 2 times ng distance from Makati. So pwede mo sabihin na yung travel mo from Makati to Gumaka, doble ng travel mo from Makati to Tiaong. So that's about 2 times. So that's actually a ratio. It's 1:2. So 1:2. So basically, from the reference, with respect to the reference, yung travel Makati to Tiaong, yung travel mo from Makati to Gumaka is 1:2, and that's about 200 kilometers. So that's basically how you define ratio. And you could also say na, say you are traveling to Sorsogon City. So Sorsogon City is about it's about 5 times from Makati to Tiaong compared to Makati to Sorsogon City. So you could say na yung ratio ng travel mo from Makati to Tiaong to Sorsogon City is 5 times. So that's about 500 kilometers. So kumbaga, 5 beses na mas malayo yung Makati to Sorsogon versus Makati to Gumaka. So pwede mong sabihin yun. So in this term, ginagamit nyo from day to day actually yung ratio and proportion na concept by just describing distance compared to this. Mas madali kasi siya i-describe kapag meron kang reference point. So ang ratio, kino-compare mo lang yung two quantities by division, and gaano kalayo yung isa compared sa isa. Gaano kalaki yung isa compared sa reference point mo. So for example, pag sinulat siya, pwedeng in terms of words, the ratio of A to B, the ratio of A is to B, or A colon B, or A fraction bar B. So yan yung mga pwedeng terms na gamitin na sa pag-describe ng ratio. For example, earlier, Tiaong Gumaka ratio, ito yung kumbaga distance from Makati, pwede natin siya i-describe na colon or fraction bar, and pag dinescribe natin siya, it is 1:2. Yung reference natin is Tiaong, Gumaka is twice as far as Tiaong. Pwede rin natin sabihin na yung Gumaka Sorsogon, yung compare natin, right? So from Gumaka Sorsogon, it's pwede natin gamitin yung fraction bar, it's 2:5. So yung Gumaka versus Sorsogon, yung Gumaka is twice nung Tiaong, nung reference, and Sorsogon is 5 times nung Tiaong. So pwede natin sabihin na yung ratio ng Gumaka to Sorsogon travel distance is 2:5. Okay? Okay naman tayo sa concept ng ratio, no? So, familiar naman lahat sa concept ng ratio. It's just that, ano nga ba siya in terms of numerical term? Yung colon, fraction bar, or the words is to. So, yun yung gagamitin natin na terminologies. Ano naman yung proportion? Pag proportion, ang pinagkaiba lang sa proportion, gumagamit ka ng ratio, And etong ginagamit nyo is full equation with equal sign. So yan yung pinagkaiba lang ng ratio and proportion. Meron kang meron kang equal sign and meron kang full equation when you have a proportion. What do you mean by that? For example, yung tiyaong gumaka, pwede mo siya isulat na 1:2 is equal to 100:200. So yung 1:2 natin, yung 1 natin is yung tiyaong, yung reference gumaka is the 200:2. So pwede rin natin i-equate yan sa 102:200, which is yung yun yung distance, the values itself. So let me put my pointer here. Yeah, this one. Pwede natin gamitin yung actual values nila and equate with the equal sign. That's what you call proportion. So not just the ratio. The ratio is the 1:2. You also have the values being compared, which is 100:200. So that's what you call the proportion, the full term. So pwede rin natin siya isulat in terms of fraction terms. Yung ratio, pwede natin siya isulat na 1:2 or 1 fraction bar 2 or 1 divided by 2. And then equal sign, 100/200, yung values na mismo, 100 over 200. And this whole equation is what you call the proportion equation. Kasama na yung ratio, kasama rin yung values themselves na kino-compare. Okay? So Gumaka-Sorsogon, for example, is 2:5. So pwede natin siya isulat, no? 2:5 is equal to 200:500, or 2/5 is equal to 200 or over 500. So ito yung ratio is equal sign and then yung values na kino-compare. So dapat lang yung ratio mo nakamatch siya dapat. Yun yung very important point. Yung 2, nakamatch siya dun sa value na pino-point out niya. Kasi yung 200, ang kamatch niya is yung 2. Yung 5, kamatch niya is yung 500. So ano yung numerator? Kamatch niya yung nasa numerator ng other side of your proportion equation. Ano yung nasa denominator? Kamatch niya yung nasa proportion ng denominator equation. Okay? So typically meron kang nawawalang values dito sa ratio and proportion. May nawawala ka either yung numerator or denominator, usually yung nawawala. Kung halimbawa sabihin sa mga problems natin mamaya, the ratio is 2:5, the distance is 200. So what is the distance to this? So the distance to Gumaka is 200. What's the distance to Sorsogon? So there's an unknown sa proportion equation mo. There's one unknown. So most of the time ganun lang yung problem. But it could be as complicated as it could be. It could be as simple as well. Okay? Next sign. Key concept na kailangan natin before tayo mag-start ng mga examples is yung concept ng there's two types ng problems ng ratio and proportion problem. Number one is yung part to part. Number two is yung part to whole. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Before kayo mag-start ng any ratio and proportion problem, ito yung first step of all. Kailangan nyo lang itanong sa sarili nyo muna, itong problem ba na to is part to part or part to whole? Alright? Krinig naman everyone, may nag-error sa screen ko eh. Okay naman? Naka-receive ako ng error message from wait lang ha. Bakit nag-error message? Wait lang ha. Let me just sort this out. Bakit nag-error message yata siya? Sorry. Let me just fix this. Bigla siyang nag-error message yung YouTube. Says YouTube is not receiving any. Ayan, okey naman class, 'no? You could see the screen and hear me clearly? Ayan, just to check kasi may nag-appear na error from YouTube. It's not receiving something. So, pero can you just confirm if okay? Okay, sige. Sige, tuloy ko lang. I think it's requesting more bandwidth. But yeah, yeah, thank you for confirming. Yeah, so sorry. So, before kayo mag-start ng any problem, tanungin niyo lang yung sarili niyo, ang question ba na 'to ay part to part or part to whole? Ano ibig sabihin ng part to part? Halimbawa, part to part, pareho silang component ng same total. Halimbawa, sinabi niyo na all the left-handed people in the Philippines and the right-handed ratio is to right-handed people in the Philippines, the whole population, basically. So that is your part to part. Part ng population mo yung left-handed, part ng population mo yung right-handed. So that's what you mean by part to part. Pag part to whole, halimbawa, say sabihin natin na ang ratio nito is 10 is to 90. Say for every 10 individuals na left-handed, there are 90 individuals na right-handed. So 10 over 90 or 10 is to 90. Say ito yung ratio natin ng left-handed is to right-handed. Kapag meron kang part to whole, ibig sabihin nito ratio ng isang part versus a total nung say the whole thing, say in this case ratio ng left-handed to ratio ng to the whole population. So for every for every x number of left-handed people, there are y number of the whole population. So in this case, pag sinabi natin na halimbawa, the ratio of left-handed is to right-handed is 10 is to 90. So we know left-handed ratio is 10. What would be the whole population, you think? If we were to put this on the left-hand side into ratio, 10 is to 90. Kung gagawin natin siyang ratio na part to whole, ano yung magiging ratio natin? Yung ratio natin na part to part, left-handed to right-handed, pareho silang part ng population, is 10 is to 90. Ano yung magiging ratio natin kapag left-handed to whole population? Hindi na siya 10 is to 90. So it's something else, right? Yeah? 10 is to 100. Correct. 10 is to 100 kasi meron kang left-handed 10, but the whole population, you know na left-handed and right-handed is 90. At 90 and 10, right? So you just add 10 and 90, so you have 100. 10 is to 100. So that's your whole population. So pwede nating express yung ratio na part to whole, 10 is to 100. That's the ratio of your left-handed people versus the whole population, including the left-handed ones. So 10 is to 100. So you could infer from this ratio na left is to right or left-handed is to right-handed is 10 is to 90 kasi you could just subtract 100 minus 10 if the whole population is just left-handed versus right-handed. So yun yung pinagkaiba ha kasi minsan binibigay yung ratio na part to part, minsan binibigay siya na part to whole. Very important. Marami nagkakamali dito, nagagamit instead of 10 to 100, nagagamit 10 to 90 or vice versa. Okay, halimbawa, kung meron kang ratio ng, halimbawa yung isang class, say yung class natin ngayon, civil service, for example, the ratio of female to the whole class is 40 is to 60. What would be if the ratio of female to the whole class itself is 40 to 60, what would be the ratio of male is to female students? Assuming na yung students natin male, female lang, wala pa, for simplicity purposes, assume natin na it's just male and female. What would be the ratio of male is to female? Kung yung ratio ng whole class is 40 is to 60, female to whole class is 40 is to 60, how many would be the male to female? Right, 20 is to 40 kasi alam natin na female is 40, whole class is 60, so the difference is the male. So the male would be 20, the female is still 40. So we could express the ratio na part to part. So the part to whole ratio is 40 is to 60. The part to part ratio is 20 is to 40, right? Okay. So now now alam nyo na mag-determine ng part to whole. Again, this is the very first step of any ratio and proportion problem you will encounter. So now let's use it in an easy example. So this is our example. Sige, i-digest nyo lang muna. Right. Let me just set my timer. Okay, so this example, anong type to? Part to part or part to whole? Anong type yung given sa atin na problem? Part to part or part to whole? Is it a part to part problem or a part to whole problem? This is a part to part problem. Kasi meron kang white cats and brown cats. So yung given na ratio sa'yo is white cats is to brown cats. Not all cats, right? So this is a part to part problem. And pag in-express mo to, um, sisimulan nyo lang, meron tayong ratio ng white, meron tayong ratio ng white is to brown. The ratio of white cats to brown cats is 5 is to 2. So white is to brown, alam natin siya. We know that it's 5 is to 2 or 5 over 2. So isulat natin yang 5 over 2. Then lagay tayo ng equal sign to make a proportion equation. Ang sabi, if there are 35 white cats, how many brown cats are there? So 5 is to 2, white is to brown. If there are 35 white, the question is how many yung brown. So lagay natin siya as question mark. So ito na yung equation natin. Ito yung pinaka-importanting part ng any ratio and proportion problem pagsulat nitong initial equation. So third pagdetermine ng part to part, and then next most important is yung pagsulat ng starting equation. So with the unknown na how many yung brown. So pwede nating express to ng proportion equation. Palitan lang natin yung question mark ng medyo start na tayo ng algebra, although we will do this later. Palitan na natin yung question mark ng x, yung unknown natin, right? So 5 over 2 is equal to 35 over x. X is yung unknown natin. Okay? So, meron na tayong isang equation na meron tayong nawawala. So, we will use this proportion equation to solve for x. So, yan yung nawawala natin. X is equal to the number of brown cats. So, para isolve to equation na to, naalala niya pa from last time, to do this, kung meron tayong dalawang fraction on both sides, para mawala yung fraction bar, i-multiply natin lang ng cross multiplication. Yun yung gagawin natin. So, ano yung cross multiplication? Multiply natin yung 5 to x, and yun yung 35 is, and 2 i-multiply natin. Cross multiply natin itong dalawa. Yung numerator ng isang side sa denominator ng isang side, and also the numerator of the other side, the denominator of the other side. Now, pwede nyo ilagay, halimbawa, multiply nyo yung 5 times x. Pwede nyo siya ilagay kahit sa left side or right side. It doesn't matter ng panibago nyo equation. Right? 5 times x, pwede nyo ilagay sa left or right side. Kayo bahala. 2 times 35 naman sa kabila. So, gawin natin ngayon in this example, lagay natin yung 5 times x or 5x sa left side. 2 times 35 lagay natin sa right side. Okay? Para nasa left side na natin yung x. Ngayon, pag meron kang, ano yung gusto nating mangyari dito? Ang gusto nating mangyari, mahanap si x. So, para mahanap yung value ng x, kasi yun yung equal sa brown cats, paano gagawin natin? Kailangan natin ma-isolate sa isang side lang, x is equal to this value. Kailangan mawala tong 5. So, para mawala yung 5, gagawin natin ito mamaya sa algebra. Para mawala yung 5, i-divide natin by 5. Yung whole equation, yung both left side and right side, and divide natin by 5. So, makaka-cancel itong 5 sa left side. Yung right side madi-divide by 5, right? Pwede natin i-simplify yan. Hindi na natin kailangan i-multiply. Hindi ko na i-multiply in 2 times 35 kasi i-divide pa natin siya by 5. So, para less hassle, right? So, kasi ang gagawin natin dito, yung 2, pwede natin siya i-separate from 35 is to 5. Kasi pwede natin sabihin to na 2 times 35 times 1 over 1 times 5. So, yung 2 over 1, ihiwalay natin kasi multiplication lang ng fraction. May iwan na lang is 35 over 5 dun sa fraction bar. Nilabas lang natin yung 2. 2 over 1 or 2 kasi multiplication lang siya ng fraction. Kaya naunang topic yung fraction before ratio and proportion. So, pwede natin simplify yung 35 over 5 into 7. Then yung 2 same pa rin or 2 over 1. So, x is equal to 2 times 7 which is equal to 14. So there are 14 brown cats. So if there are 35 white cats, there are 14 brown cats because the ratio is 5 is to 5 is to 2. Okay? Nakasunod naman lahat dito sa first problem natin, sa easy example. Okay naman? Okay naman tayo lahat. Sabihan niyo lang ako kung kailangan ulitin, bumagal, or may gusto kayong, may tanong kayo. Okay? So pakilagay niyo lang sa chat. Okay, nakasunod naman lahat. Yan. Punta tayo sa next example. Also, still easy example. So the question is, yan, another ratio and proportion application. So, dito sa question, dito sa ratio natin, sa 5 is to 2, may question, uh, yeah, sige, ulitin ko lang very quickly ha. So, yung 5 is to 2, yung ratio yun ng white is to brown. So, sinulat natin siya na 5 over 2 is equal to, alam natin na yung white cats are 35. Hindi natin alam gaano karami yung brown cats. So, sulat natin equation na 5 is to 2 or 5 over 2 is equal to 35 over x, which x yung nawawala, yung hindi natin alam. So, meron tayong, the proportion equation is used to solve for the unknown. In this case, ilagay lang natin siya as x. It could be any variable x, y, a, b, whatever you want. But in this case, we use x. So, 5 over x, yun yung 5 over 2 is equal to 35 over x. Ginamit natin siya to solve for x, the unknown. So, to do that, we just cross multiply. So, 5 times x and 2 times 35. Nilagay natin sa left side yung 5 times x. Then, 2 times 35 sa right side. Then, na-simplify natin siya by dividing both sides by 5. So, 5x divided by 5 is x. 2 times 35 divided by 5 is also equal to 2 times 35 over 5, and 35 over 5 is just 7. So, x is equal to 2 times 7 is equal to 14. So, yun yung part-to-part natin. Okay? So, now, another easy problem. So, this one, it's a recipe problem. So, you would encounter day-to-day. So, you could relate. So, meron kang recipe. Yung recipe, halimbawa, na nakita mo sa internet, is good for 5 people, na 1 kilo ng beef yung kailangan. Gaano karami yung beef na kailangan mo kung kailangan mo mag-prepare ng dish for 8 people? So if say you're preparing a dish for your family na 8 people, yung nasa internet na recipe is just for 5 people. So how much more beef do you need? So, right? So, in this case, anong type ng problem ito? Part to part or part to whole? Yes, so question dun sa kanina, pwede ba i-diretso na multiply yung 2 times 35 i-divide sa 5? Yes, pwede siya. It will be the same answer, pero mas mahaba lang yung calculation. So this example is actually this one, you could say that this is just a part-to-part problem because to simplify, it's just beef. There's no other part. The component is just beef. There's no other component. So, kumbaga nire-ratio nyo lang siya ng part. Yung part ng beef is to another part ng beef. Yung beef na for 5 people, nire-ratio nyo siya sa beef na for 8 people. So, basically, it's just part to part. Walang component of anything. Wala tayong, halimbawa, left-handed, right-handed, and all of them are part of the population. Wala tayong ganun. Or male, female, part ng whole class. Wala tayong ganun. It's just this one, beef for 5, beef for 8. What is the ratio? So, in this case, meron tayong, ang gusto nating malaman dito, ano yung ratio ng for 8 people versus sa 5 people? Ito yung ratio natin. Ano yung gaano karami yung beef na kailangan natin para sa 8 people? Alam natin na kung 5 people yan, ang kailangan natin is 1 kilo, 1 kilogram ng beef or 1.0. Ngayon, ang question, kung meron tayong 8 people, gaano karami ang beef na kailangan natin? So, yung equation natin, yung ratio natin is 8 is to 5. So, that's the ratio. 8 people is to 5 people. And then the right side of the proportion equation. So alam natin na for 5 people, 1 kilo yung kailangan. Ano ngayon yung kailangan? Gaano karami ngayon yung kailangan natin sa 8 people? Okay? Malinaw tong start natin. Okay naman? So, ang gawin lang natin, i-replace natin yung question mark by x. So, it could be any variable. So, this time, gamitin natin si x para simulan na tayo ng algebra natin. So, 8 is to 5 is equal to x over 1 or 1.0. So, 8 is to 5 is equal to x. So, gusto nating x yung gano'ng karami yung for 8 people. To solve for x, the unknown, i-cross multiply lang natin 8 times 1, then 8 times 1, and then 5 times x or x times 5. Pwede natin ilagay either 8 times 1 sa left or right, and yung 5 times x either left or right na equation. In this case, lagay lang natin yung 5x sa left side. So we have 5 times x sa left, and we have 1 times 8 sa right side. So to solve for x, kailangan mawala yung 5 sa left side. Kailangan yung one side natin x lang. Walang ibang value sa side na yon. So divide lang natin both sides by 5. So 5x over 5 is equal, and yung right side divide natin by 5. So 8 over 5. So x is equal to 8 over 5 or 1 and 3 over 5. Saan nakuha yung 1 and 3 over 5? So, x is equal to 8 over 5. Remember, paano tayo nagko-convert ng improper to mix? I-divide nyo lang 8 divided by 5 is just 1. So, that's your whole number. Pero meron kang remainder, di ba? 8 divided by 5. Remainder is 3. So, that would be your new numerator, yung remainder. So, 8 divided by 5 is 1 and 3/5. So, kung nalilito kayo paano nangyari itong 8 over 5, naging 1 and 3/5. Review nyo lang yung previous session natin on fractions, improper to mixed number. So 8 over 5 is equivalent to 1 and 3/5. And you know that paano natin, kung yung choices nyo puro decimal lahat, paano natin i-convert yung 1 and 3/5? Again, balik kayo sa session natin sa fractions and decimals. So kung babalik kayo doon, 3/5 is equal to 0.6. Bakit siya naging 0.6? We know that 1/5 is a common fraction and it's equal to 0.2. 1 over 5 is equal to 0.2. Kung meron ka 1 over 5 is equal to 0.2, ano yung 3 over 5? So, times 3 lang. 0.2 times 3 is 0.6. So 3/5 is equal to 0.6. So, we have 1.6 kilograms. So, that's the amount of beef needed to feed 8 people versus 1 kilogram lang yung kung 5 people lang. Okay? Kailangan nyo rin, bago kayo mag-finalize, kailangan nyo sense check. Ano ba dapat yung makalculate nyo na value? Mas malaki sa 1.0 or mas mababa? Kasi minsan napapagbaliktad itong, halimbawa, 8 over 5 is equal to 1 over x. Minsan napapagbaliktad siya. So, to sense check, dapat yung value nyo na makuha, mas malaki or mas mababa? Tatanungin nyo yung sarili nyo. This case, mas malaki dapat siya. Kasi, mas marami yung tao na kailangan yung pakainin, right? So, dapat mas malaki siya sa 1 kilogram. So, yun yung laging important din is to sense check. So, first, determine the type. Next, put in the proportion equation, solve for the unknown, and then, once you got the value of the unknown, i-sense check nyo. May sense ba itong nakuha ko na value? Okay? So, next example tayo. This is a medium example. Okay naman lahat, no? Madali lang yung madali pa example natin eh. So, this one. Sige. Take time to digest this next example. Bigyan ko kayo ng time to digest this example. Right. Okay? First step. Pinaka-importanting step. Ano yung type ng ratio proportion problem natin. So this type, so you will see here, there are 120 employees in total. Okay? So yun yung clue doon. So this type is actually a part to whole problem. So yung gagamitin natin na equation dito sa part to whole. So, ano ibig sabihin nun? So, meron tayong, alam natin na yung ratio. Sige, sabihin natin na alam natin yung ratio ng full-time to part-time is 5:7, right? So, meron kang full-time to part-time is 5:7, so 5/7. How many are part-time? So, pag ginamit natin to, so this is what you would do. If this is a part-to-part problem, you would just, parang kanina lang, lagay mo how many full and part, 5:7. So, ang mangyari lang dito, pag ginawa niyo 'tong part to part, pag nagsimula kayo sa part to part, mare-realize niyo, wait lang, ilan ba yung full-time, ilan yung part-time? Actually, hindi natin alam. Gaano karami yung full-time, gaano karami yung part-time, hindi natin alam, right? Both. Hindi pa natin alam yung dalawang values. So, pag ginamit niyo yung part to part, mare-realize niyo na, wait lang, part to whole pala 'to. Mali yung hindi natin siya maso-solve ng part to part kasi hindi natin alam yung gaano karami yung full-time, gaano karami yung part-time. Alam lang natin yung total. So, this is a part to part problem. Okay? So, dalawa yung unknown natin. Hindi natin ma-solve yung equation. So, part to whole, gamitin natin. So, yung total over the part, or ano yung ratio ng total sa part-time. So, total is to part-time. We know that total employees is 120, right? So, hindi natin alam gaano karami yung part-time employees. Yun yung hinahanap natin na part-time employees. Alam natin gaano karami yung full-time, gaano karami yung total, 120 full-time, part-time magkasama. So, hindi natin alam gaano karami yung part-time. So, ano ngayon yung ratio na gagamitin natin to complete the proportion equation? So, 100, unahin natin yung part-time. Alam natin na part-time employees is 7 yung ratio. 5 is to, sorry, this one is, just a sec. So, this should be, how many employees are part-time? So, let me just correct this one. Just a sec. So this should be example 3. How many employees are, let me just correct this one. Full, this should be full. Sorry, let me just correct this example. Yan. Yan, okay? So yan, balik tayo ulit dito. So in this example, you will use, sorry, may typo. That should be full-time instead of part-time. So in total employees natin, we know the ratio is just a sec. Let me just correct this one. Sorry, let me typo lang to. Let me correct this one, Right, all right. Yeah. Yan. So yung ratio natin dito, yan, tama na kukuha nyo na sa problem, is yung total is to full-time employees. So start tayo ulit sa ano ba yung type ng problem is part to whole. Part to whole time, meron tayong 120 employees in total and meron tayong ratio na given pero involved sa atin na value is the total number. So yun yung given sa atin. So ang magsimula tayo dito is hindi kapag ginamit natin yung part to part ratio ng full-time to part-time 5:7, makikita nyo na wala tayong value for full-time, wala tayong value for part-time, right? Ang meron lang tayong values for the total. Hindi natin alam gaano karami yung full-time, gaano karami yung part-time. So, ang gagamitin natin dito is part to whole approach. So, meron tayong total is to full na ratio. Alam natin na yung total employees is 120. Ang hindi natin alam gaano karami yung full-time employees. And alam natin na yung full-time employees, ang ratio natin dito is 5. So, ang ratio natin dito is 5. Ano naman yung magiging ratio natin for total? Kung ang ratio ng full-time employees is 5, yung ratio ng total natin, hindi siya, full-time is 5, hindi siya 7. Kasi yung 7, part-time, right? Part-time yan. 5:7 is to full-time is to part-time. Gaano karami? Ano ngayon yung ratio natin para sa total? Kasi yung 5, yung 7 para lang yun sa part-time, yung 5 para sa full-time. So kapag kinuha niya yung numerator dito, you just need to add all the components. So you have the ratio for full-time is 5, you have the ratio for part-time is 7. So, kailangan nyo lang i-add yun para makuha ano yung ratio ng total to full-time. Kasi yung total mo is just the full-time, 5, and the part-time, 7, yung ratio. So, 5 plus 7 is just 12. So, ang magiging ratio na natin is 12 is to 5. Or 12 is the total, 5 is yung full-time. So, pag sinulat natin itong proportion equation is gonna be 120 over x is equal to 12 over 5. So, yung 12 natin, again, nakuha natin siya by adding the 5 and 7, yung mga components natin. I-add natin sila lahat para makuha ano yung ratio for the total. Okay? Okay tayo dito sa setup. So, now move tayo sa pag-solve na ng x, yung unknown natin. So, we just do again cross multiplication like the previous examples. So, 12 times x and 5 times 120. So, 12 times x, lagay lang natin siya sa left side para mas madali, although it could also be on the right side. So, 12 times x yung nasa left side, then yung 5 times 120 or 120 times 5 lagay natin sa right side is, so ganito na yung equation natin. Now, to isolate x, kailangan natin tanggalin yung 12. So, i-divide lang natin both sides by 12. So, dividing both sides by 12, may iwan na lang sa atin is matatanggal tong 12 sa right side, may iwan na lang is x. So, pwede rin natin i-simplify yung right side by combining 120 over 12 lang. Labas lang natin yung 5. So, alam natin na pagsamahin lang natin si 120 over 12 kasi fraction naman to eh. So, 5 times 12, 120 over 1 times 12. So, nasa left, i-simplify natin yung 120 over 12. 120 over 12, anong simplest form niya? It's just 10, right? So, 120 over 12 is just equal to 10. So, pwede mo na i-multiply just 5 times 10 is equal to 50. So, you have 50 full-time employees. Yung X natin is for full-time employees, right? So, you have 50. Yung question kanina, pwede ba na yung may question kanina, right? So, I think I forgot to ask. But yung question is, pwede ba na i-multiply muna si 5 times 120 bago i-divide sa 12? Pwede naman yon. May parang say, pareho lang yung makukuha yung answer. Mas mahaba lang kasi multiply nyo muna 5 times 120, then i-divide nyo by 12. Mahaba yung mga number na ginagamit nyo. Civil service exam, limited lang yung time nyo. For example, so kailangan yung i-shortcut. So, kung 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 minultiply nyo siya, tatagal yung time nyo sa problem na to. So, I suggest i-simplify nyo muna siya as much as possible before you do the multiplication or division. So, in this case, simplify natin muna yung 120 over 12. So, the answer here is 50. Okay? Questions? Question, Erica, pwede po ba mag-cross multiplication na lang? Yes, pwede naman. Pwede naman mag-cross. Yung ginagawa natin basically is we're just cross multiplying yung 120 over x and 12 is 5. So, cross multiplication lang din yung ginagawa natin dito kasi minultiply natin si 12 sa x. So, meron tayong 12x and 5 times 120 is 5 times 1. This side is 5 times 120. Hindi mo natin siya ginawang 600 kasi mas-simplify pa natin siya by dividing by 12. So, basically, same we're doing cross multiplication. Yeah? Question? May confirmation. Tama ba? Ang isang hint para ma-confirm na part to whole type yung question na given yung total sustain. Yes, that's one of the clue. But that's not the only clue na it's a part to whole problem. Yung isang clue is makikita niyo yung term na total. Usually, you're involving a part to whole. Ang isang clue lang na isipin nyo lang, yung given ba sa inyo na value, para sa lahat ba yun? Halimbawa, in this case, yung 120 employees, lahat-lahat ba yun ng type ng employee ng hinahanap natin? If the answer is yes, then that's a part to whole problem. So not necessarily gagamitin yung word na total, but the word total is a good indication that it's a part to whole problem. So yung kanina sa 1.6, kinonvert lang natin yung fraction na mixed number into a decimal. So yung sa kanina example. Paano po i-check kung nakuha yung 120, sir? 120, right. So, paano niyo i-che-check? Halimbawa, good question. Puwede niyo siya i-check, right? Kailangan yung total niyo, yung total ng employees natin, 120, right? So, alam natin na yung full-time is 50. Puwede niyo hanapin, ano yung gaano karami yung part-time employees, right? So, kung alam niyo na yung full-time is, ano ba ang ratio ng full-time to part-time? 5:7, right? Magiging, kumbaga, kung gusto niyo siya i-check, magiging part-to-part problem yung checking. So, the ratio of full-time to part-time is 5:7, and you know the full-time employees is 50, how many yung part-time, right? Kung ratio natin is 5:7, yung nasa right side, 50 is to unknown. Ano yung unknown natin? So, 5:7, 50 is to 70, right? 50 is to 70, 5:7, 50 is to 70. Kumbaga madali lang siya kasi minultiply lang by 10, right? So madali siya makita ng even mental, kaya niyo siya i-check. So 5:7 is to 50 is to 70, part to part. 50 plus 70 is 120. So na-check nyo na tama. 120 yung total natin. So tama yung 50 na answer. So that's how you would check. Okay? Questions? More questions? Yung sa 1.6, it's just converting yung mixed number to, yung sa previous example, is just converting the mixed number to decimal. So, i-review nyo lang yung most common fraction natin para makuha yung fraction part, convert lang sa decimal. Alright? So, okay. Questions, class? Okay tayo dito sa medium. Sa first one. Sige, isa pang example. Ayan. Sige, digest nyo muna itong example natin before we do the calculations, before we solve it. Right. Okay? So, what okay na kayo? So, merong budget yung university library sa pag-upgrade ng books at ng mga digital resource. Ang ratio ng budget ng books, budget for books and digital is 5:4. So, kung yung total budget is 180,000, magkano yung for books? Yun yung question. So, anong type ng problem ito? So, first step, type ng problem. Part to part or part to whole? So, yung question kanina, right? Pag may total ba na word, yun yung good indication na total na part to whole problem siya. But it's not the only indication in this case. So we know that we are given the total budget, and we don't know the budget for books. We don't know the budget for digital, but we know the total budget spent on both books and digital. So that's an indication na this is a part to whole problem. We need to use the part to whole proportion equation. So, again, pag nagsimula kayo ng part to part, makikita nyo lang na hindi siya solvable. Bakit? Kung meron kang, alam natin yung budget for books and digital, ang ratio is 5:4, right? So, kung gagawa tayo ng proportion equation, ilan ba yung budget for books? Hindi natin alam. Ilan ba yung budget for digital? Hindi rin natin alam. Alam lang natin yung total eh. So, pag gumawa kayo ng proportion equation, lalabas sa inyo dalawang question mark. So, hindi nyo masasolve yung equation kasi dalawa yung unknown. So, malalaman nyo, kahit pagsimula kayo sa part to part, malalaman nyo na, ay, part to whole pala to. So, yun yung mangyayari. So, in this case, ang pwede natin gamitin is yung part to whole. The total budget is to books budget. So, we know that the ratio of, so for the books is 180K yung total. So, 180K yung total, hinahanap natin ano yung budget for books. So, ito yung unknown natin. Ano ba yung for books na ratio? So, para mabuo yung equation natin, we know books sale is 5, yung ratio niya. Ano yung sa total na ratio? Kung 5 yung sa books, ano yung ratio ng total? Ano yung numerator natin dito? Isipin nyo. Kung yung books natin the ratio, alam natin books to digital is 5:4. Ano ngayon yung ratio ng books to total? Not just digital. Books to total. Digital in plus books, right? Books plus digital yung total. So, i-add lang natin, instead of 5:4, i-add lang natin 5 plus 4. Kasi yung total is books and digital. So, we know that the ratio for books is 5. The ratio for digital is 4. So, i-add lang natin 5 plus 4 yung for the total. So, books is to total, the ratio is 5:9, or total to books is 9:5. So, pwede na natin ma-set up yung equation natin, the proportion equation. So, 180K total over X, the unknown, the book's budget, is equal to 9:5. So, mas-solve na natin yung X, which is yung book's budget. So, lagay lang natin itong equation na to on the left. So, okay? So, here, cross-multiply natin 9 times X and yung 5 times 180, cross-multiply lang para maging isang line lang equation natin, mawala yung fraction bar. So, we could put 9X sa right side or left side. Pwede natin pagbalik rin to. Again, the same lang yun. So, in this case, lagay natin sa left. 9X is equal to 5 times 180K. So, 5 times 180K. So, para ma-isolate si X, yung ano natin na book's budget, i-divide lang natin both sides by 9. So, 9 over X over 9. And then, 5 times 180K over 9. So, yung question kanina, pwede ba natin multiply muna si 5 times 180,000? Pwede naman, kaso mas tatagal. Huwag muna natin siya i-multiply. I-simplify muna natin kasi pwede natin lowest term. Kaya importante rin yung lowest term. Again, last time na-mention natin sa fractions and decimals, lowest term, hindi lang siya for the sake of doing the lowest term. It simplifies and makes you faster in calculation. So, pwede nating i-separate si 5 times, kasi 5 over 1 lang naman yan. So, or 1 times 9. So, 5 over 1, or if it is 5, is 180K over 9. And we know that 180K over 9 is equal to what? So, 180 over 9 is equal to 20. So, iwanan lang natin si K, or kung ayaw nyo nang gamitin yung K, pwede nyo gamitin tatlong zeros. So, ginamit lang natin yung K para mas madali siya isulat. But you could also use the three zeros here instead of K. So, 180 over 9 is 20. Maiwan pa rin yung K, or 3 zeros. So, in this case, that's 5 times 20K. So, ito, 180 over 9 na lowest term natin into 20, and naiwan pa rin si K, or 3 zeros. So, 5 times 20K is 100K, meaning the budget spent on books is 100K. Okay? Question. Pwede nyo i-check again pwede nyo i-check kung tama ba 180 ba yung magiging total kapag pwede nyo kunin, gagawin nyo lang part-to-part problem, 5:4. Hanapin nyo yung for digital. So, alam natin na yung for books is 100. Alam natin na yung digital, yung ratio ng books to digital is 5:4. So, 5:4 is equal to 100 over the digital, the new unknown. So, you will calculate actually the answer. If you do the calculation there, yes, you could do it on your own, the part-to-part problem to check kung 180 ba yung magiging total. Yung makakalculate nyo, the digital is equal to 80. So, magiging 5 over 4 is equal to 100 over 80 yung sa digital. So, 100 plus 80 was 180K. So, tama yung total natin. So, you could check that on your own, yung part-to-part check. But, so that's how you would check yung total by calculating the other component or all the components. Okay? All right. So, wala namang okay naman sa question. Sige, punta tayo sa hard example. Sige. Digest nyo muna itong problem, then we'll solve it. So, take time to digest. Okay? Right. Okay, sige. Solve natin. What type of problem is this? Bago tayo mag-start, first step, part to part ba siya or part to whole? Part to part problem or part to whole problem? Mhm. So isipin nyo, meron tayong ratio ng marketing operations research 1:4:2. So this problem is, yeah, this is a hard problem. So, isipin nyo, part to part ba siya? Kung meron ba tayong, ang isang clue lang doon, uh, meron ba tayong values for at least, yeah, so parts natin, right? This is uh this is a part to whole problem. So, although wala tayo this time, wala tayong word na total, wala tayong word na total, pero we know that the company budget of 280,000 para i-distribute yan sa lahat ng parts, right? So marketing, operations, research, 280,000 yung lahat. Lahat-lahat na siya. So this is a part to whole problem. Kasi yung 280,000 na given, it's for the whole. So yun lang yung isipin nyo. Pag sasagutan nyo siya, part to part ba or part to whole? Ano ba yung given? Is it for the whole or is it for a part? So yung given is for the whole, so it's a part to whole problem. 280,000 is for the whole, marketing, operations, research. Okay? So yung unang gawin natin, kasi ang tinatanong sa atin, alam natin yung ratio ng pag-distribute ng 280,000 to marketing, operations, and research. 1:4 is to 2. So yung gagawin natin, ang question, how much more did the most funded team receive than the least funded team? So ano ba yung highest funded na team? Marketing, operations, or research? Ano yung most funded? Ano yung most funded na team? Which one? Marketing, operations, or research? Isipin nyo. Most funded is yung operations just by looking at the ratio 1:4:2. So operations would have the highest budget, right? And but hindi natin alam. Alam natin na highest siya based sa ratio 1:4:2, pero hindi natin alam gaano kalaki yon. So yun yung i-calculate natin first. Then i-calculate natin ngayon yung most funded operations, then yung least funded. Ano yung least funded? Least funded is yung marketing. Kasi siya, yung ratio niya, 1 lang. Again, ratio and proportion could be not just two components, but 3 or 4 or 5. So, i-follow nyo lang yung order. So, here, operations, we know that the budget for all teams, yung ratio niya sa operations, ano yung budget for all teams? Alam natin na 280,000. Ano yung sa operations na budget? Yun yung hinahanap natin para makahanap natin yung budget for the most funded team. And so now, ang ratio natin, kung yung operations is 4, ano yung ratio natin for yung ratio niya with all teams? Operations is to all teams or all teams to operations. Ano yung numerator natin ngayon? Ano yung magiging numerator natin dito? Yung magiging numerator natin, paano natin kukunin? Ia-add lang natin ng lahat nung ratio na binigay for each part of the whole. Ano ba yung mga parts ng whole? Marketing, operations, research. So, i-add natin lahat yung tatlo na yon. 1 plus 4 plus 2. So, ito yung for marketing, for operations, for research kasi sila yung all teams, sila yung whole. So, i-add natin sila lahat para makuha natin yung proportion equation natin. So, 7:4, yung for all teams, is to 280K yung budget for the whole, all teams, is to X yung for operations. So, lagay lang natin yung operations as X. Okay? Okay naman, nakuha naman tong until this step, no? Malinaw naman. So, in-add lang natin yung 1:4 is to 7 is to 2. So, to get 7 for the whole. So, ito yung ratio ng, para makuha natin yung whole budget for the whole for all teams, 7:4. Yung operations natin is 4. So, to calculate for X, i-cross multiply lang natin 7 times X and then 4 times what 280K. So this will be, lagay natin to sa left side here. So this will be 7x, so 7 times x, and then 4 times 280K. So ito para makuha si x, divide natin both sides by 7 para maiwan lang si x. So cancel lang si 7 sa left side. So yung right side natin magiging 4 times 280K over 7. Again, wag muna natin i-multiply si 4 times 280,000 or 280K. Iiwanan mo natin siya kasi pwede natin siya i-lowest term, 280 over 7. So, i-isolate natin yung 280 over 7 kasi 4 over 1 lang naman to. So, it's fraction multiplication. So, pwede natin paghiwalayan. So, 280K over 7 or 280,000 over 7. What's 280 over 7? That is equal to 40. So, yung K, iwanan lang natin or yung tatlong zero. Pwede nyo palitan ng tatlong zero yan or just use K. Iwanan lang natin siya. 280 divided by 7 is 40. So, ang magiging equation natin, x is equal to 4 times 40k. And what 4 times 40k, for 4 times 40 is 160. May iwan lang si k or 3 zeros, 160,000. So, this is your budget for operations. So, this is the funding for operations. Okay? So that's the highest question. So okay naman tayo dito sa nakuha natin si operations. Tapos hindi pa tayo tapos kasi ano yung tinatanong sa atin? How much more did the most funded, the operations, receive than the least funded team? Right? What is the least funded team again? So kailangan pa natin hanapin yung least funded team na funding. So ano yung lowest natin? The lowest is yung which function? Marketing, right? Kasi 1 lang yung ratio niya. So 1 is to 4 is to 2, marketing is 1. So that's the lowest. So pwede nyo ngayon gamitin na kung hinahanap nyo yung marketing budget for marketing, pwede nyo na gamitin actually yung part to part. So kahit pwede nyo gamitin part to whole ulit, katulad ng ginawa natin sa part to whole and yung all teams and operations. And pwede nyo rin gamitin na part to part. What do I mean by that? Since alam natin ilan yung sa operations, alam natin yung ratio ng operations to marketing is 1 is to 4. So, pwede natin gamitin lang yon. Yung operations to marketing ratio, 1 to 4. Alam natin yung value ng operations. Na-calculate na natin to 160K. Yung marketing, hindi natin alam. Pero, alam natin na yung ratio nila is equal to, yung marketing is 1. Yung operations is 4. Alam natin marketing is to operations is 1 is to 4. So, pwede natin gamitin yon. Again, this one, pwede nyo gamitin either part to whole or part. Kasi kanina, ang ginawa natin, whole, 280. Yung whole natin is to operations. So, 280 over operations. So, pwede nyo rin gawin yun. Exactly the same steps for marketing. Or, simpler, pwede nyo gawin na part to part, yung operations to marketing, since alam natin yung ratio nila na 1 is to 4, 1 yung marketing, 4 yung operations. Alam natin yung value ng operations, na-calculate na natin 160K. Ang nawawalan lang sa atin is yung value ng funding for marketing. So this is now a part to part problem. Alam na natin yung ratio and the value of 1. So sabihin natin na yung marketing is, instead of using X, ginamit lang natin dito is Y. So 160K over Y is equal to 4 over 1. So, yung ratio, yung move lang natin sa left. Again, pwede nyo gamitin X, Y, or any letter or any variable. You could even use star, but let's just use Y in this case, okay? So, to solve this, i-cross multiply natin 4 times Y and 1 times 160K. So, 4 times Y, pwede natin ilagay sa left or right side. So, let's put it on the left side of the equation for this case. And right side natin magiging 160K lang. So, for Y is equal to 160K. To isolate Y, to get the value of Y, we divide both sides by 4. And so, 160K divided by 4, this is equal to 40K. So 160 divided by 4 is 40, and then you just retain the K or the 3 zeros. So Y is equal to 40K. Okay? So yung magiging choices sa inyo diyan, 160K, 40K, pero ano ba yung tinatanong sa atin? How much more did the most funded team receive? So halimbawa, ang choices natin ito, 40, 80, 120, 160. So usually ang gagawin ng examiner, yung nakuha nyo na value na isa is 40, yung nakuha nyo na isa is yung nakuha nyo na isang value is 160, ilalagay nila yun sa choice. Pero hindi yun yung tinatanong. Tinatanong, how much more did the most funded operations receive uh, than the least funded, which is marketing? So, 160 yung kanina minus 40K. 160 operations, marketing is 40K. Difference is 120. So, the answer is 120,000. Okay? Right. Questions? So, move tayo sa last example for the ratio and proportion, the one that we saw before we begin the lecture. So sabi natin, ito yung mga types ng problems na at the end of the lecture mas solve natin. This one is hard problem. And if you could solve this problem, ready na kayo sa ratio and proportion for the exam. If you could solve this type of problem, yeah, ready na kayo for this topic in the exam. So what type is this? What type of problem is this? I'll give you time to digest. Is it a part to part or part to whole? Okay. Part to part or part to whole? So, in this problem, yung mixture natin is yung 5,000 gram mixture. The mixture is just sugar and water. Basically, parang gumagawa ka lang ng arnibal in a way, right? Kind of like cake glaze. So, parang arnibal lang siya. So, sugar lang, saka sabihin natin na water for simplicity, but glaze is not exactly arnib. So, the cake glaze is just sugar and water. Anong type ito ngayon? Ang binigay sa atin na meron ba tayo, alam ba natin gaano karami yung sugar? Hindi natin alam, right? Alam ba natin gaano karami yung water, yung component? So to check kung part to whole, tanungin nyo lang, kung meron ba kayong dalawang components na alam nyo, or alam nyo lang ba yung for the whole na value? So alam ba natin yung value gaano karami yung sugar? Hindi natin alam. Alam ba natin yung value gaano karami yung water? Hindi rin natin alam. Ano yung alam natin? Yung mixture ng sugar and water ay 5,000 grams. So, yun yung alam natin na value. So, this problem is a part to whole problem. Kasi, hindi natin alam yung sugar, hindi natin alam yung water, gaano karami. Sila yung part ng mixture na whole na 5,000 grams. So, this is a part to whole problem. Okay? So, ang question dito, i-translate natin to ng visual para mas ma-gets natin, ha? Okay? So again, this problem is hard. Don't worry. Sabihan niyo ako kung may part na hindi kayo nag-gets para maulit natin. But it's, as I mentioned, if you could solve this types of hard problem, this in particular, like this ones, you're ready, very ready for ratio and proportion for the exam. Very, very ready. So, i-visualize natin para mas maano nyo yung ratio and proportion. So, meron tayong sugar, tapos meron tayong water, right? Yan yung components ng mixture natin. Ang ratio nito, meron tayo, gaano karami itong sugar water natin total? Meron tayong 5,000 grams na total ng sugar and water. Right? Ano yung ratio nilang dalawa? Ang ratio nilang dalawa is 3:2. So, pero ano yung gusto nating gawin dito? Mag-a-add ka pa ng, ang gusto nating gawin, mag-a-add ka ng water. Bakit ka mag-add ng water? Kasi here, ano yung ratio ng sugars to water? Mataas yung sugar versus water. Mas maraming sugar kaysa water. Ang gusto mo mangyari, mag-add ka ng water para mag-iba yung ratio, maging instead of 3:2, maging 1:3. 1 na lang yung sugar, 3 yung water. Kanina, 3 yung sugar, 2 yung water. So, mas maraming sugar. Ngayon, mas maraming water. 1 yung sugar, 3 yung water. So, nagdagdag ka ng water. Right? Sugar is to water yung ratio natin. Okay? So, again, nagdagdag tayo ng water para dito yung ratio mas maraming sugar. Pag nagdagdag 3:2, yung kapag nagdagdag tayo ng water, mas marami na yung ratio ng sugars to water, mas marami na yung water, 1:3. So, this one is the 3:2, yung ratio ng sugars to water. Yung 1:3, saan siya nag-a-apply? Dito na siya sa buong to. 1 yung sugar, 3 yung water na ratio. So, dyan nag-a-apply yung ratio na 1:3. Yung 3:2 dun sa 5,000 gram na mixture. So, ngayon, mag-a-add ka ng water para ma-achieve mo yung 1:3. Okay? Kumbaga, meron kang mixture na tutubigan mo siya kasi gusto masyadong concentrated, masyadong matapang, masyadong matamis in this case, yung mixture mo, lalagyan mo ng more water yung glaze para ma-dilute yung sugar. So, okay tayo sa concept. Let's proceed to the calculation. So, ang tinatanong sa atin, how much more water? So, we need to calculate gaano karami yung sugar, gaano karami yung water. So, initial ratio natin, meron tayong mixture na 5,000 grams. So, ang gagawin natin, gaano karami ba yung sugar? Kasi ang hindi nagbabago, remember, sa paglagdag ng water, hindi nagbabago gaano karami yung sugar. Ganun pa rin siya. Hindi nadagdagan yung sugar, nadagdagan lang yung water. So, ang gusto natin malaman, gaano karami ba yung sugar na nandyan, right? So, to determine that, alam natin yung mixture sugar ratio. Paano natin malalaman yung mixture sugar ratio? Alam natin na sugar is what? Yung mixture is 5,000 grams. Hindi natin alam gaano karami ba. Out of the 5,000 grams, gaano karami ba yung sugar? Hindi natin alam gaano karami. Pero alam natin yung ratio, right? Ano yung ratio ng sugar? Sugar is 3 in this case, right? Ano yung ratio ng mixture? Kung sugar is 3, ano yung ilalagay natin sa numerator? Ano yung ratio niya is to the mixture? Ano yung numerator natin dito? If sugar is 3, sige, check ko sa chat. Sige, type nyo sa chat. If sugar is 3, what is our numerator here? Ano ba yung mixture natin? Sugar plus water. Ano yung ratio ng sugar and water? Okay? Nakakasunod naman, ano yung sugar and water ratio? It's 5 kasi alam natin na yung sugar is 3, alam natin na yung water is 2. So the ratio, the mixture as a whole is 5. So the ratio is 5:3. Yung mixture ng mixture to sugar or ng sugar to mixture is 3:5. So yung numerator natin magiging 5 kasi yung 3 sa sugar, 2 sa water, 3:2. So 5 yung for the whole. Okay? And yung 5,000 for the whole yan. So lagay lang natin dyan. Yung sugar hindi natin alam, lagay natin as x and ang ratio nila is 5:3. Okay? Move natin to sa left side. Now, we could solve for the sugar available. So, the x yung nawawala natin. So, cross-multiply lang natin. 5 times x. So, 5 times x is equal to 3 times 5,000. Cross-multiplication, 3 times 5,000. And to isolate x, divide lang natin both sides by 5. So, divide natin both sides by 5. So, ito ay equal to, into 3 times 5,000 over 5. So, pwede nating i-isolate yung, pwede nating i-divide si 5,000 divided by 5, right? So, 3 may iwan lang. 5,000 divided by 5 is 1,000. So, x is equal to 3 times 1,000 is equal to 3,000. Okay? Okay tayo dito? So, x is equal to 3,000. Ano yung alit si x? Ito yung sugar available natin. So, sulat lang natin dito si x sugar available. Kung alam natin na 3,000 yung sugar, gaano karami yung water? Doon sa 5,000. Right? alam natin na yung 5,000 sugar plus water, right? Kung alam natin na yung sugar 3,000, so dapat yung water na nandun is 2,000, right? Kasi dapat ang total nila 5,000. Silang dalawa lang naman na yung nandun sa mixture, yung sugar and water. So dapat yung water mo is 2,000 yung water, right? So now, ano yung kailangan nating i-solve the next? Kailangan natin, kasi kailangan natin magdagdag ng water, right? So kung magdadagdag ka ng water, kailangan mo i-solve muna gaano karami ba yung lahat-lahat na water na kailangan na. Kasi magpapalit tayo ng ratio. Kung ano yung na 3:2, ngayon gagawin natin 1:3. Determine the total water in the final. Ito yung gusto natin malaman. Gaano karami ba yung final water now? So, this one is now a part-to-part problem. Kasi sugar, water, may ratio ka ng sugar, and ng water, may value ka ng sugar, hinahanap mo gaano karami yung water na kailangan. So, yung 2,000, dadagdagan nyo yan. Kasi gusto nyo magpalit yung ratio. Hindi na 3:2. Gusto nyo na siya maging 1:3. So, yung sugar versus yung final water, so 3,000 yung sugar, gaano karami yung magiging final na tubig? Na pag dinagdagan nyo na, yun yung hindi natin alam. Pero alam natin, ang ratio nila is 1:3. Kung meron kang sugar is to 1, meron kang final water na 3. Ratio given is 1:3. So, yung equation natin, magiging 3,000. Lagay lang natin yung final water as y, as the unknown. So, 3,000 over y is equal to 1/3. So, ratio ng sugar is to final water is 1:3. Final water is unknown as y. So, we could calculate the final water na kailangan. So, how do we calculate that? Cross-multiply lang. 1 times y, 3 times 3,000. So, y is equal to 3 times 3,000. So, that is 9,000. Okay? Nakasunod dito. So, ito yung, ano tong 9,000? Ito yung total. Ito yung total water na kailangan nyo. Right? Ito yung total na water. Para maging 1:3. Kung meron kang sugar na 3,000, yung water mo kailangan 9,000 para maging 1:3 sila. 3,000 is to 9,000, 1:3. Pero ano yung tinatanong sa'yo? How much water needs to be added? Remember, meron ka ng, kung yung final water mo 9,000, meron ka ng 2,000 na water. Right? Nandun na yung 2,000 na water. So, ang kailangan mo na lang idagdag, 7,000 na water. Kasi may 2,000 ka na existing. So, wag-add ka lang ng 7,000. Okay? Okay tayo dito? To summarize, i-visualize natin, meron, para mas ma-gets nyo. So, mas ma-gets nyo itong heart problem. Meron kang sugar na 3,000 grams na calculate natin. It's from the part to whole. So, yung water mo is 2,000 grams. So, alam natin 5,000 yung total ng mixture. So, na-calculate natin to by using, paano natin na-calculate yung 3,000, 2,000, given yung 5,000, alam natin yung ratio is 3:2. So, na-calculate natin itong mga to. Now, ang tinatanong sa atin, kung gusto natin maging 1:3 yan, yung ratio, gaano na sugars to water, kung gusto natin maging 1:3, sugar 3,000 pa rin, right? Hindi nagbago yung sugar na 3,000. Wala tayong idadagdag na sugar. Ang gusto natin, mag-add ng water. Yun yung nangyari. Nag-add tayo ng water. Na-calculate natin yung water na yan dahil alam natin 3,000 yung sugar. Since 1:3 siya, right? 1:3, 3,000 yung sugar, times 3 yung water, so we have 9,000. 9,000 grams ng water. So, kung 9,000 grams yung total water na kailangan natin, meron na tayong 2,000, ang dadagdag na lang natin is 7,000 grams of water. Alright? So, that is the water added, and that's the hard problem in ratio and proportion. That's our final example there in that topic.